And we're back for our daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel for June 30th. It's a Monday. Not many games are being played today, but enough. We have our 5 best bets. We've got some really good pitchers going today. Chase Burns, Garrett Crochet, Zach Wheeler, Max Scherzer, Logan Webb. We're going to be talking about some of them here with today's video. And before we get into the best bets, folks, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel. This week on Greedo Plays MMA, our PFL main predictions, those were posted yesterday on the channel, and tomorrow, or actually later today, excuse me, we're gonna have our PFL Europe 2 predictions. Patrick Haraboa and Danny Roberts in the main event. Go make sure to check out Greedo Plays MMA. We're like 55 subscribers away from 1,000. Let's make that happen. Link in the description down below, and go subscribe obviously to this channel as well, Greedo Plays, for more daily MLB best bets. We are fastly approaching college football season, starting in about 6 weeks, and then the NFL, then NBA, then college basketball. Everything starts coming through in the fall. So again, we are in the summer, obviously, of sports right now, and it's just baseball, but it's going to get going very soon. So anyways, let's get into the first of our 5 best bets for the MLB today. By the way, a 5-0 day yesterday. So, maybe we're bouncing back. June, okay, the end of June hasn't been bad for us. I think July is really going to be our month, and we're building momentum now, obviously, to close the month of June. Okay, and also no Nationals today, so that means 3 money line bets. I'll talk about the Nats at the end of the video if you care, but yes, 3 money lines today instead of, obviously, a Nationals bet. Good win yesterday for the Nats. Okay, long intro, but here we go. First bet of 5 today is our Nerfy of the day, Padres Phils. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Really? Matt Waldron's pitching. I know, yeah, it does get a little shaky, but I'll explain my reasoning here. Out of all the Nerfies for today, this is the best one, I think. And obviously, in terms of value, okay? If I got Chase Burns and Garrett Crochet anywhere near minus 145, I'd take it, okay? It's at minus 165, so that's not a playable Nerfy. Now, the other ones that I've seen, there's some money lines, of course, that we're going to be doing, so those kind of went out the picture for me today. The only other game I got close to doing the Nerfy with was in Tampa between the Rays and the A's, Jacob Wilson, Drew Rasmussen, but I just didn't like it, and I don't know, we do have another play for that game later on in the video, and it's just, I hate betting Nerfies against the A's because of, again, the guys who are going to hurt you in that lineup are Wilson, Butler, and Rooker, and they're all at the top of the lineup. So I sided with this one instead. Ultimately, I come down to, can Matt Waldron get 3 outs? Because Zach Wheeler is going to get 3 outs against the Padres. I believe that. And I get it. San Diego, I say it all the time. I think they're one of the best 1-2-3s in all of baseball. I mean, they're top of their lineups, better than pretty much almost every other team in the entire league, other than, I don't know, the Dodgers, the Yankees. I mean, Arise, Machado, Tatis, Merrill. And I know, again, those are 4 guys, but it depends on the game who's the first 3. Sometimes it's Arise, Tatis, and Machado. Sometimes, like yesterday, Merrill's in the 3. Ultimately, all those guys are tough. However, the Padres just went to Cincinnati and struggled against the Reds. They lost 2 of 3, and they really struggled to score. Hell, the first game of that 3-game set, right? Nick Martinez takes a no-hitter into the 9th inning against the San Diego Padres. So this is a team that's not hitting the ball well right now, and Zach Wheeler is pitching for the Phillies. So that doesn't really equate to runs scored. I don't think so for the Padres. Zach Wheeler with his 2.45 ERA so far in the season. In his last 11 innings pitched, he's given up 1 run, and that was to the Houston Astros. Wheeler's great, right? I don't need to tell you how good Zach Wheeler is. His start prior to pitching against the Stros, he goes 5 innings against the New York Mets, 4 hits, 0 runs, 8 strikeouts, by the way, in back-to-back starts for Wheeler. There is most definitely firepower in the top, or at the top of that Padres lineup. I don't think it really matters because of how good Wheeler is. Now, where it does get difficult, I understand, is with Matt Waldron, right? There's a reason, by the way, Philly's a minus 225 favorite to win the baseball game, obviously, because Wheeler's pitching and because Waldron's going for San Diego. If you don't know who Matt Waldron is, he is a knuckleball pitcher, okay? He doesn't throw particularly hard. His fastball, if I'm not mistaken, is low 8s. He's not going to blow you away, okay? He's been injured. He was on a rehab assignment in AAA El Paso for the last couple weeks. He is finally making his return to the big league roster. Again, Waldron's thing is the knuckleball. Some guys can hit it, some guys can't. Now, Waldron's stuff other than his knuckle, I'm looking at the fastball and I believe the changeup, and I think he kind of throws a slider too, if I'm not mistaken. Those pitches aren't great, but obviously where he's going to throw you off and where he starts everything with is with the knuckle. You gotta look at what he's done against the Phillies in the past. Waldron against Trey Turner. Turner 0 for 2. Kyle Schwarber, we're going to see at the top of the lineup. 1 for 4 career against Waldron with the home run. Castellanos 1 for 5. Bohm 2 for 5. Bryson Stott has a lot of success against Waldron, but we'll see if we see him at the top of the lineup. I doubt it. Stott's been batting in the 7 recently. So again, Turner, Schwarber, Bohm, Castellanos are the 4 guys we're likely going to see. Again, I don't really know when Harper's going to be back. I was thinking that was going to be sooner rather than later, but we still haven't seen Bryce, obviously. I hope he gets playing soon. I don't mind it. Because again, I look at what Waldron's done in the past against Turner and Schwarber. Sure, limited sample size, but he's been all right against those 2 guys. Sure, Bohm's seen some success, but then we get to a point, if we get to Bohm and Castellanos with 2 outs, again, we just got to get something to go our way. I don't mind it. And at minus 105, I think it's decent odds. I really think so. I think, again, Waldron, I know he's coming off of the injury, but he's a guy, and I'm not telling you Waldron's going to have a good game. I think he's eventually going to get blown up. But right off the bat, I do think he sees a little bit of success. And again, if I'm going to get Matt Waldron to get us 3 outs at minus 105, I'm going to take it. Because I know Zach Wheeler's going to go in here, and I know he's going to get 3 outs against the Padres, a team that is struggling to hit the ball right now. So give me minus 105 here at Citizens Bank Park between the Phillies and the Padres for the Nerfy. I think Zach Wheeler and Matt Waldron come through for us today to kick off the day. Now, the first of our 3 moneyline bets today, we go now to PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the St. Louis Cardinals. So the Pirates are coming off a sweep over the Mets, which is hilarious because none of those games were close. The Mets have their players-only meeting. That's hilarious. Like, nothing brings joy to me more than the Mets losing baseball games, other than the Nationals winning, right? Like, it's just hilarious to me. The Nats have the same record as the Pirates. Are we serious? We just won 2 of 3. That's crazy. Anyways, the Mets suck right now, and it's hilarious. Here's the thing. I'm fading the Pirates coming off of that series. They swept the Mets in a series in which Paul Skeens didn't even pitch. Skeens is going tomorrow for Pittsburgh against the Cardinals, and if we get Pittsburgh anywhere near even money tomorrow, I will definitely be taking them. I think they're going to be favored. But anyways, I'm fading Pittsburgh in this spot. Guys, the Pirates shouldn't be this close with the Cardinals, just in terms of the lines today. I don't think they should be plus 105 against St. Louis. I just don't see it. And obviously a game in which Paul Skeens isn't even going, I get it. Andrew Heaney's pitching today, and Heaney's been all right throughout the course of the season. His last couple starts have not been good. I would get the line if this was Bailey Falter, because Falter has been great this year. Andrew Heaney, guys, in his last 2 starts, he's gone 8 combined innings, and he's given up 14 runs in his last 2 starts. Right? Like, I don't get it. The lefty has not been good recently. The ERA in the month of June is 7.01 after he had a really good month of April and a decent month of May. Heaney's not trending in the right direction. Now, I guess on St. Louis's side, right, it is Eric Fetty, and Fettuccini does struggle sometimes. 4.11 ERA for Fetty. He's coming off a really bad start as well against the Cubs. Last Wednesday, he goes 3 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs. That's bad, I know. But his ERA in the month of June is 4.62 compared to Heaney's 7. I'm going to take my chances with Eric Fetty. Again, matchup-wise, I like St. Louis here. We combine that with the fact that I think the Cardinals are going to see more success hitting-wise against Heaney compared to the Pirates against Fetty. Also, emotional win for not emotional, but a big series victory over the Mets, right? A team that you're not projected to go out there and beat. You're not favored to go out there and win a series against, but instead of just winning 2 of 3, the Pirates sweep New York, right? And they blow them out. I mean, the game on Friday was 9-1 Pirates. Saturday, 9-2 Pirates. Yesterday, a complete blowout. Pittsburgh beat the Mets 12-1 at PNC Park. They're due for some regression now. Let's just be honest, right? I don't think the Pirates are able to maintain that. Their entire lineup looked good in the Mets series. I mean, yesterday, Adam Frazier goes 2 for 4. Clutch gets on. Brian Reynolds. O'Neal Cruz hits 2 home runs. Ke'Bryan Hayes goes 3 for 5. Again, you come off that high of looking so good against a good team. Now, I think the Mets are going to be in the playoffs, but that's a whole nother thing. I think the Phils are definitely winning that division, by the way. But anyways, right, you come off such an emotional high. You beat the Mets by 11 runs. You sweep them and blow them out in all 3 games. And now you got to face a division foe that's going to give you a run for your money. And oh, by the way, the Cardinals are 9 games over 500, have almost an identical record to the New York Mets, and have won 3 consecutive games. They're coming off the sweep in their own right in Cleveland against the Guardians. Shout out to the Cardinals yesterday, by the way, for cashing in the early Roku game 7-0, a no sweat bet for us. Basically, it was completely free. In terms of like the win was free, not the bet itself. Anyways, the Cardinals are playing good baseball, and I'm not gonna bet against them here. This is a team that saw a lot of losing early in the month. They dropped some games to the Blue Jays and the Brewers. I think they lost 6 straight. They've looked good since. They've won their winners in 47 out there. They're 47-30. I'm not gonna do the math. They're 9 games over. The Cardinals are playing good baseball. I don't mind Fetty in the spot, and Heaney hasn't been good recently. And again, this team's coming off the emotional high of being the Mets. Now you have to face a team that you know is going to be difficult to beat, right? The Cardinals are playing good baseball, and B, it's a division matchup. I like the Cardinals to go on the road to PNC Park in Pittsburgh and beat the Pirates, -125 for St. Louis. Next up, we go to our best player prop of the day. I'm going Drew Rasmussen on the under strikeouts today. His line is 5.5. I'm taking the under. Guys, Drew Rasmussen has not cashed this line in his last 4 starts. The last time Rasmussen went over 5.5 Ks, it was against the Texas Rangers back on June 3rd in a game where he goes 5 innings, allows 1 hit, 0 runs, and 8 strikeouts. I'm not dismissing the fact that Drew Rasmussen has been an absolute monster pitcher this season. He's been excellent for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's their best pitcher in their rotation. I don't know how he only has a 7-5 record, but he's got a 2.45 ERA. He's got a sub-1 whip of 0.96, which is 8th best in all of Major League Baseball. Drew Rasmussen is having a career season. I think he should probably be an all-star. I'd be surprised if he wasn't for a Rays team that's playing really good ball right now. I'm not dismissing that. I think Rasmussen's great. He's just not a big strikeout guy. And partially I am taking this too because the A's did us a good one yesterday, right? We had Marcus Stroman on the under strikeouts for the New York Yankees yesterday. His line was 3.5. He only had 1 against the A's. I think it was Butler who struck out, or Denzel who struck out for the A's. I don't remember who was Stroman's only strikeout. It might have been Denzel Clark. Or was their catcher? I don't know. Anyways, Stroman only had 1 strikeout. So the A's came through for us yesterday. I just need this lineup to not strike out more than 5 times against Drew Rasmussen. And again, I look at Rasmussen's last 4 starts. This is not dismissing the fact that he's been pitching really well. And all of these starts, except for, I guess, that Met start, Rasmussen had a really productive outing. But it's a combination of a couple things, right? Rasmussen pitched a contact guy, and also, he doesn't go deep in games. Rasmussen, at the most he's going to go is 6 innings. He's never gone past the 6th inning. He hasn't seen a 7th all year long. So again, let's detail these last 4 starts after that really good start against the Texas Rangers. Against the Marlins, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 3 Ks. Obviously, not going to do it. Mets start in Queens, 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 homers, only 3 strikeouts. Against the O's, 5 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 5 Ks. Royals, 5 innings, 2 hits, 0 runs, 5 strikeouts. Again, he's getting right there, but he hasn't been able to get that 6th strikeout. I mean, Drew Rasmussen, you look at his last, 12 starts, he's only gotten this once, and it was in that one game we mentioned against the Texas Rangers. Now, to start the season, right, Rasmussen was getting 7 was going over 5.5 strikeouts, getting 7 in a couple of his early starts. But guys, Drew Rasmussen has exceeded this line in only 3 of his starts all year long. And he's made, 16 starts this season? And he's 3 for 13 or 3 for 16 in total. Trying to get this? I don't like it. And sure, this does feel kind of like a Vegas trap. Like, right, Rasmussen hasn't hit this all year. Why is the line marked at this? I don't know. If it's a trap, we're falling right into it, guys. I'm just going to be honest. Because I look at the way this A's team hits. I get it. I said this yesterday when we were talking about Stroman. The bottom half of the lineup concerns me. It just does. Because there are some guys who are strikeout candidates at the bottom of the lineup. And, I always mention it with the A's. Butler, Wilson, Rooker. Those guys are very difficult, Butler got the big contract extension in the offseason. He's one of the faces of the franchise. He's going to be a guy that's going to be on all the promotional stuff when they go to Vegas. He's a 250 hitter this season, but Butler is much better than that. I firmly believe that. Jacob Wilson's one of the best hitters in baseball. He's going to be an all-star. He should be the starting shortstop in the American League. He should be. I don't know if he will because he plays on the A's. And then Brent Rooker is one of the better hitters in baseball. From there, it gets shaky. Like, okay, Nick Kurtz is good. Tyler Soderstrom's really good. And then Muncy, shaky. Luis Arias, whoever the hell starts for them at catcher is an assortment of guys. Denzel Clark, amazing fielder, one of the best defensive guys in all of baseball. He leaves so much to be desired at the plate. If he wasn't such a good glove, he would be playing in AAA right now. And then Max Schumann potentially will make an appearance. He's not a very good hitter either. Again, I just need the A's to battle. I need them to stay ahead of counts here and just put the ball in play. And I think they're going to do that because, again, you combine the fact that the A's aren't that bad of a hitting team. They struggle with their pitching, right? Like, hell, Luis Severino was god-awful yesterday. He's been bad all season long. A's lose 12-5. That's why they lose games, is because of their pitching and untimely hitting. They have guys who put the ball in play, though, and I don't mind this at all. And you combine that with the fact that, okay, Rasmussen is a pitch-to-contact guy. I like this a lot. I'm going under 5.5 strikeouts today for Drew Rasmussen. The line is minus 135, excuse me. Again, we are taking the under on 5.5 Ks for Rasmussen. Okay, our fourth best bet of the video is our second money line of the day, the San Francisco Giants taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. On Fox Sports 1, I am going with the home team, the Arizona Diamondbacks, to win. I know they have lost 4 straight games. Let's not forget that the Giants are playing with absolutely zero momentum at the same exact time. The Giants are losers in 5 out their last 6 games, only winning their first of 3 in the South Side against the Chicago White Sox. Again, they've lost 5 of 6 to the Miami Marlins and the Chicago White Sox. And you can actually say the same thing about the Diamondbacks. Nope, they've only lost 4 in a row. Okay, their last 6 games, they've won 2 of 6. Or 5 games, they've won 1 of 5. Okay. No, yeah. No, last 6 games for them, they've won 2. The Giants have only won 1 of their last 6. Okay, here's my thing. The Marlins are actually much better than you think they are. Like, are they going to the playoffs? No. They're actually in like 8 games out the wild card now. They're a sneaky, decent team. They really are. They've got guys who battle in that lineup. The Giants lost to the White Sox in that series is just, that's brutal, man. Because the Giants, okay, and I don't want to overreact here, but I'm going to. I think the Giants are kind of finally turning into what we thought they were going to be this season. Just a middle-of-the-pack National League team who doesn't make the playoffs. And again, there's so much time left. It is what it is, right? Hey, my Nats are only 11 games out the playoffs. Great. We'll see what the Giants are. They went out, they got Devers. They're trying to win, obviously. Their pitching's great. Their hitting is just so horrendous. It still is. I mean, look at that series against the Sox. They scored 3 runs in the first game. They win. They lose 1-0 in the second game and 5-2 in the third. So today, again, Logan Webb is pitching. Well, the last time Logan Webb pitched for the Giants, they lost against the Marlins. And I get it. Marlins, really tough team to deal with. They scored 2 runs off of Webb, and that was enough to propel them to victory. Obviously, not just those 2 runs, but it got them into a close game. Marlins eventually got into extra innings. There was a really bad send at the end of the game in the bottom of the 9th for the Giants. Regardless, game goes into extras, and the Marlins score 4 runs in the top half of the 10th inning and ultimately win the baseball game. What the D-backs need to do tonight is just keep the game competitive until Logan Webb's out of it. And I think this lineup, who I know, again, didn't have a great series against the Marlins, but the bats didn't have a bad series, just the pitching had a horrible series. Okay, well, something's got to give. Giants crappy bats versus D-backs bad pitching, and D-backs great hitting versus Logan Webb. Something's got to give. I think this game should honestly be more closer to even, so I'm going to side with the Diamondbacks also because they're at home. And I think personally, the Giants' struggles hitting are going to overweigh the fact that the D-backs struggle pitching sometimes. I really think so. Because here's my thing. I think Arizona's going to show up. Okay? Division matchup. They're a game under 500. There are so many rumblings about how the Diamondbacks are probably going to sell at the deadline. They're going to be the big sellers. They're not really in a position to win. They're going to trade Naylor. They're going to trade Suarez. They're going to trade Gallen. They're going to trade everyone. It's a team that has a lot of pressure on them right now. And they're at home. They get a Giants team. And I know, again, the D-backs have lost 4 in a row. but the Giants have lost 5 of 6 as well at the same time. Both these teams are not playing good baseball, and I think the starting pitcher today for the D-backs and Ryan Nelson can just keep us close. 3.71 ERA in the season, but Nelson in his last 3 outings has been really good. His last 3 outings, 5 innings pitched in each of these games. Against the Padres, 6 hits, 1 run. Against the Blue Jays, 5 2/3 inning, 1 hit, 1 run. It's a solo shot. Same can be said against the White Sox. He gave up 1 run. It was a solo home run, and that was the only hit he gave up. So Nelson actually hasn't been all that bad. Last time he started, I believe, was the last D-backs victory. It was, you know? And I don't trust what the Giants have right now hitting-wise. I just don't. We've gone through this a lot with the Giants this season, and they're just going through one of these, they're going through one of these weeks or one of these stretches where they just can't hit the baseball that well. You know who is going to hit the baseball? The D-backs. And I know Logan Webb's going. Logan Webb is a premier pitcher in the sport. He is well on his way to another All-Star Game appearance this season. ERA for Webb this season is 2.52. I completely understand that. I just need the D-backs to score 2 runs. If they score 2 runs like the Marlins did in 6 innings off of Logan Webb, they're actually going to be in a really good position to win the baseball game. Because I just don't know how many the Giants score the same exact time. So going to be Arizona money line here. I know, again, it's an underdog play here, but plus 130 for the D-backs. I like it. They're at home. I think the game should really be valued more as an even game, but we'll take it. Arizona at home at plus 130. And for our final bet, we're taking another plus 130 underdog. Give me the Kansas City Royals to go to Seattle, Washington to beat the Seattle Mariners. I think they get it done. I know the Royals have lost a lot of baseball games recently. They have lost 7 out their last 8. Their only win was that game 2 days ago against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yesterday, they had Bubich in the mound versus, was it Trevino who started yesterday for the Dodgers? And yet the Dodgers still found a way to win. Yeah, they really opened with Lou Trevino. Yikes. Robleski was really their guy. But anyways, I know the Royals have played a lot of losing baseball. I completely understand that. And this is a team that is struggling mightily at the plate right now. I still think they can beat the Mariners. I haven't had the best success just picking Mariners games in general this season. I think the record's 3-14 now. It's like by far the worst read I've gotten on any team this year. But the Mariners are just annoying, and eventually we got to turn around our fortune, okay? Hear me out, okay? Michael Wacha's pitching for the Kansas City Royals. Wacha's been good. 33 years of age, 3.33 ERA. That's 28th best in all of baseball for starting pitchers. His last 2 starts have been pretty solid. Against the Rangers, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. Rays, 6 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs. You know what? We'll take that, right? George Kirby's going for the Mariners, and his last start was really good against the Cubs. It was. Still a guy, though, with a 5.4 ERA this season, with a 1-4 record this year. Again, records for pitchers don't mean much, but still, it's a guy who has struggled. His last start against the Twins on the road at Target Field was very good. I will give him credit there. He hasn't really pitched well at home yet this year. He hasn't. His splits are much better on the road this season, so there's that. The Royals have to break through eventually. They just do. Maybe they just need to get away from home, even though, most of this losing actually has been at home. They got swept at home by the Rays. They lost 2 of 3 against the Dodgers. Maybe they just need to change the scenery. They're going out west, obviously, to the Pacific Northwest to take on the Mariners. Yes, this lineup still has problems. Bobby Witt's going to contribute. Michael Garcia will contribute. Vinny Pasquantino. And then the rest of the lineup, it's danger. Because Jonathan India, he's your leadoff hitter, but he bats 245. Salvi, home run threat, but bats 230. Jack Caglione, I'm still not that concerned. He's a rookie who's played less than 30 games. He's going to be fine, but he's batting 160. Mark Canha's in the lineup every day. Freddie Fermin, Drew Waters. It's not a great lineup. At the same time, and we've detailed the Mariners' struggles at the plate a lot this season. They played 3 consecutive extra inning games in Texas. Over the weekend, we bet on something in each of those games. Dropped the first 2, but had the Nerfy yesterday, so we finally got one. The 2 games that went to the 12th inning, the Mariners win. Saturday, of course, the game where we bet on them, they lost. Thanks, Andres Munoz. Nah, the bats sucked. Anyways, this is still a team that will struggle at the plate, okay? It's just how it is. They're going to struggle at the plate. Julio Rodriguez, guys, and the way Julio's trended this year, Julio went 3 for 6 yesterday. He's not doing diddly squat today, okay? He's not. Randy Arozarena went 2 for 5 yesterday. He ain't doing anything today. Mitch Garver went 3 for 6. He's not doing anything on back-to-back days, okay? The only reliable and consistent hitters on this team are J.P. Crawford and Cal Raleigh, okay? Cal Raleigh is due for a home run. He hasn't hit one in like a week. That's kind of danger. But, Michael Wacha hasn't been bad. And my theory with the Royals, too, is like, all right, eventually, like, this team can't keep sucking. Are they going to be in the playoffs this season? Probably not. The wild card does keep everyone in there for a while. But they're 6 under for a team that was 2 games away from the ALCS last season. Yeah, that's bad. I do think they turn it around, though, at least tonight. I don't know if the season turns around, but Kirby still has not been good at home this year. Michael Wacha hasn't been bad, and I like the Royals here to go out there and pick up the win on the road at T-Mobile Park. Again, the value, I think, for me is too good to pass up on. Just like the D-backs, we're taking a plus 130 dog to win here to close out the night. Give me the Royals as we take 2 plus 130 dogs in the nightcaps here on Monday. Now, before we end the video, the Washington Nationals played yesterday. The entire major leagues is scared of James Wood. And that was detailed yesterday. James Wood yesterday became the first player since Barry Bonds to be intentionally walked 4 times, and he got walked intentionally in 4 straight at-bats. The Los Angeles Angels were just straight up scared of a 22-year-old James Wood. It was insane. Yesterday's game was very crazy in Anaheim, you know. Shout out to Masson. They had to put me on the broadcast at the end of the game just to ensure that I didn't leave and go to a Jake Paul fight like I did Saturday night, but that was cool. Anyways, at the end of the game, I got put on the broadcast. I was fire. Anyways, James Wood is the most feared hitter in the game. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, teams are scared of the 6'7" left fielder who's got 22 home runs this season. He's batting .285. The Angels, simply put, did not want to pitch to him. And sure, there were runners on in every single situation where Wood did get walked. But I mean, there were spots where runner on third, 2 outs, extra innings. Angels just put James Wood on. They don't want to deal with the guy. I don't know if this is going to continue to be a trend. Obviously, and the Angels really just didn't like pitching against Wood. I do get flashbacks, though, of what happened in Anaheim yesterday, of when Bryce Harper continuously just got walked at Wrigley Field, 7 years ago. The one concern I have with that, again, with Wood, is that when that happened to Harper, Harper's swing really just, it was weird. Harper couldn't time up anything post that Cubs series, really ruined the rest of his season, and honestly ruined the team's season as well, because Harper couldn't get anything timed up, and he was the guy, obviously, with the offense. But yesterday, James Wood, again, was put on the base multiple times, but I just want to give a quick shout out to the clutch hitting from the Nationals. Clutch hits out of Dalen Lyle, who came through in the top of the 9th. Jacob Young came through in the top of the 9th as well, who's quietly playing really good ball right now. Brady House was big yesterday, both in the field and with the bat. Drew Millis had a clutch double late in the game as well. And CJ Abrams, man, 2 RBI triple. Nats win, and the biggest shout out of them all, Kyle Finnegan. The longest outing of his career, 3 innings pitched for Finnegan, gets the win, pitches the 9th, 10th, and the 11th. 3 shutout innings from our all-star closer, and he should be an all-star again this season. Let's make that happen. But a huge win for the Nats. I couldn't have asked for a better end to that series in Anaheim. Nats win 7-4, and they're now only 14 games under 500 and 11 games out of the playoffs. But yes, James Wood is the most feared hitter in baseball, and it's crazy because he's 22. Insane. Folks, thank y'all for watching our MLB Best Bets for June 30th. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.